guys, welcome to the Reach tutorial. Today we're going to focus on an application called the data list. Now I like to think the data list is more of like an Excel file. Basically you create multiple columns, you basically then add in your assets into those rows. Of course you can adjust the rows, you can delete them, you can have them change the order, but that's really the idea behind of a data list. Where it gets used the most would be like menu boards, directories, maybe corporate information, shipping information, photo streams. Of course, those are just some examples of how the data list is being used. So with today's tutorial, we're really just going to kind of give you a brief overview. How do you create one? How do you modify? How can you change the name? So as you can see here, I do have one data list kind of fully already in here. So if I double click into here, it kind of gives me this platform. Now you can see I just have one item in here. Now if I hover over, of course, I can delete it right here. If I want to add another row, I'd come up into this add row button, and we'll just go ahead and type in something. And we'll hit add row. Already you can see that it's automatically adjusting, and you can tell I didn't have to actually put my price on there. To edit anything, I can just double click in, make that kind of edit, and click away, and it automatically saves. If I wanted to change the order, I basically just hold my mouse down and drag it to kind of restack that order. Now up here, of course, we can add columns. So in this gray area, I only have items and prices. For an example, let's say I want to add a column called calories. To do that, again, I could come in here and say add column, and I'll give it the name. So I said calories. Then I'll give it a width. Now, not to get too complicated and just kind of the simple tutorial, but the idea kind of behind the width is that if you're familiar with an Excel file, you know how you can adjust column A and column B and column C. You can kind of move that based on how much information you have. That is really the idea behind this, because really this widget that we're going to put this in could be any size, any width at all. And so we want it to kind of automatically adjust. Again, we'll do kind of a deeper dive in the next tutorial, but for this kind of quick overview, I'm just going to hit 0. And then we kind of have the type here. So of course, if I had money, whenever I type in some money, it would just automatically do the money sign, which is what I had set up. But for this, we're just going to focus on text, because that is really what it is. And so I hit add columns. Now you can see that my calories has kind of already been added. And now if I double click in here, I can put in whatever information I want. And maybe it's, you have a range or something like that. So that is how you add a simple column. To edit the column, so maybe items or price, it just doesn't make sense to you, or there's a spelling error. Again, you can come into edit columns, find that particular one, and then just change the name right here and hit update column. So that is really how you edit a data list. Up here in the top right, guys, of course, you can always change the name too. So maybe menu items doesn't make sense. By double clicking in here, you can change the name and hit save. So that's how you basically kind of modify when one is created. Now to create a new one, it really is kind of the same steps as if you were going to add a column. To do that, we would go into the create new data list. Of course, we would give this a certain name. So maybe if we were doing a directory, we could come in here and hit directory. Copy columns, so not to again get too kind of in depth here with this sort of overview, but if you have a data list that has all those settings, right, you have all those columns, maybe you have 5 columns, and you need to create another one and you just want to copy over that existing one, that's kind of the concept here. Of course, if you don't, we just leave it, how it is, and then again we create our columns, items, price, calories. Again, this is kind of a directory, so maybe a better terminology would be like name, last name, email, location, stuff like that. We would basically create our columns, and then we would hit create list. It would then generate down here, and then that's how we would enter information in. Really, once you've entered your information in, the second step is then to go into the layout editor and kind of customize the fonts, the colors, and stuff like that. Again, that will be in a different tutorial, but this was really just an overview. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to call or email us. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.